So this is a story of how I built a multi-million dollar business during COVID and how I lost it all. And the story starts with 2019 when I was approached by a business partner in China to do import and distribution of ceramic pottery. So what happened was at first I didn't really want to do it, but after he insisted, just give it a try, give it a try. He really wanted a partner in the US to help him. I decided, okay, why not? Let's give it a try. So what happened was we started this company. Um, we started reaching out to customers. And what I did in the very beginning with my partner, we just email people. We didn't have any money. We email people, just cold email to people, to companies that we want to work with. And eventually we got some responses and some people started giving us orders. So from that point on, our company started going up. We started getting more orders. We started making some money. And during COVID, everything exploded. During COVID, I mean, it was 2020. I was at the time, I mean, I ended up homeless in Las Vegas because I had been living overseas, and because of COVID, I had to return to the US. And when I returned to the US, I just thought that it would just be a short trip to Las Vegas before I would take a flight back to China, where I was staying at the time. And instead, what happened was everything got locked down and I couldn't leave. So I ended up homeless in Las Vegas. But luckily, I was able to work with this partner to earn money in the ceramic pottery business. And we, at the time, we did a lot of email marketing. I did a lot of cold calling. I did a lot of, I sent out brochures, flyers. I did a lot of that. And we actually made a good amount of money. So the money I made at the time was the most money I've ever made in my entire adult life, more than when I was working, probably like two, three times more than when I was working for corporations at the time. So I was actually doing pretty well. What happened was I went from being homeless to driving a BMW 5 Series and buying two properties in Arizona. I mean, that's what happened to me. That's how fast we were able to grow. So from 2019, 2020, 2021, I mean, the economy was on fire. I mean, we're just selling and making a lot of money. And but then, hubris got the best of me. So I realized that, money doesn't change you, it just exposes who you are. And I didn't know how to handle money properly at the time. And I probably still don't, but I'm doing better because I've learned my lessons. At the time, I mean, we're making a lot of money. I mean, on the books, our revenue was in the millions. We're starting to get noticed by our competitors that, oh, these guys came from nowhere and they started making money. I mean, who are these people? You know, but I did a lot of stupid things that caused me to lose everything. So, for example, multiple trips to Las Vegas, gambling, um, went to a lot of massages, uh, spent money on women, a lot of alcohol. That's how I started developing an alcohol addiction because I thought that, it would help me relax. And my health went downhill from that point. I started getting gout when I never had gout before in my life. So, I was spending money on first class tickets, flying first class. Why pay economy when you can just spend a little bit more money and do first class? We have the money. And then I just did a lot of stupid things. And that's what caused me to not take care of my finances. And what happened was, I mean, we made a lot of bad decisions. We thought the economy was going to be on fire forever. So during 2020, the end of 2021 into 2022, we imported about three or four containers of products into the US to sell by ourselves. But turned out that they didn't sell. So just from that, we lost probably $150,000 just from that. Then our finances started going down. We were struggling. We are owing people money. Because I mean, when we're talking about the revenue of over $1 million, I mean the actual profit wasn't over $1 million. The actual profit was probably like 20% or so, 25%. So we're probably making a quarter million, but still, I mean, $150,000 loss was a lot. Um, that's on top of other expenses. Then I started spending money on marketing, say, hey, $800 here, $1,000 here, no big deal. But I wasn't really being prudent with my assets, with money, and that's how gradually, we lost all our reserves, you know. And what happened, what really killed us was when we during 2022, we had a new customer who was buying containers from us. And what happened was we shipped them containers, you know, thinking that they will pay. They kept telling us that, oh yeah, well, we'll just pay you a little bit later. We'll pay you a little bit later, you know, until they validated the terms. But we were stupid because we kept shipping them. And eventually the customer actually died. I mean, from a heart attack. I'm not sure if, you know, at first we thought that he lied to us, that he wasn't really dead. He just didn't want to pay his debts. But I found the obituaries and everything and verified that he actually died. So because of that, we're like another $80,000 in the hole. You know, we couldn't get paid. And for the next few years, you know, from 2022, 2022, 2024, we were just struggling to pay our debts, struggling, earning a little bit of money here, paying our debts, paying our debts, paying our debts. We ended up owing suppliers almost $100,000 that we couldn't pay. We ended up owing Wells Fargo over $40,000 in the line of credit that we couldn't pay. So after, you know, we struggled and struggled, I mean, it was the end of 2025 when I decided I'm just going to close the company. And when we closed the company, you know, we settled our debts, we closed our company, and I'm just starting over with nothing. So what are the lessons here that I learned is that when the economy is on, number one, when the economy is on fire, it's not going to be on fire forever. So you have to be conservative. You have to know how to save your money, not spend too much. So that's one lesson there. The other lesson I learned is that when you start having money, especially when it's a bigger sum than what you used to have, you have to learn to live below your means. And honestly, at the time, I was not living below my means. I was like, you know, I was paying $18,000 for a new garage installation on my home. No big deal. Okay, $18,000, you know. $2,000 to fix up my lawn, you know, the courtyard in my house, and no big deal. So it got so bad that, you know, to pay off my debts, I ended up selling both my properties that I purchased in Arizona. I sold my BMW 5 Series, so I have no car. So basically, I made a lot of money and lost everything. So I just wanted to be very honest about this and say that I've learned my lesson and don't spend unnecessarily and just do my best. And this channel is basically, you know, convers. I want to have just honest, direct conversations with everybody about my life, what I've accomplished, and what I've done, and hopefully it could help somebody else. So thank you for watching.